Welcome. This is 124 part 2. We're going to actually be starting at step 19. So scrolling down here where it says cookies. If you're one of my students, this is what the deliverable looks like. Please fill this out. And that's my YouTube channel, which is where you're probably watching this video. Let's begin. Oops. All right. Cookies. So one of the most common features of a browser is cookies. What are cookies? Delicious. Small text-based bits of information about your browser a web server saves. So yeah, like cookies, like they kind of save some information about you. Sometimes it's about what activity you do on the browser. Sometimes it's like, maybe it's like settings when you visit that website that are saved and like they can load up again. So they're saved by the website you're visiting. It's mostly for your convenience so that when you revisit the website, the server will remember you. Yeah. So like you go to some website, maybe you're searching for like a hotel and you had some preferences set up. Maybe it saves those preferences, like where you're from. And that next time you go to that website, you don't have to tell it again. So sometimes those are convenient. And sometimes they're kind of tracking information about you though. And they're like using that on other websites. In Chrome, as in browsers, you can view all the cookies and all the cookie data that websites have created about you. So let's go to 19. So if you're no longer in Chrome settings, select settings. So we got to open up Chrome again. And we go down here and go to 3 dots and go to settings right here. From the customize control Google Chrome menu. Okay. Wait, am I in this right? I guess we go to advanced. Select advanced, the bottom of the page to expand the advanced section. Okay, so I'm in the right. Privacy and security, select site settings. Okay. Privacy and security. This seems zoomed in kind of weird. Can you see it very well? Oh, it's not like you can respond to me. I'm going to hit refresh. The text doesn't seem to be like the right size. Okay. Okay, maybe that feels better. Oh, I can actually zoom in like this. Oh, okay. Maybe that helps. I don't know. Okay, whatever. And then what was I supposed to do? Oh, teach this. Select site settings and then select cookies and site data. Site settings, cookies and site data. And see all cookies and site data. So, okay, so see all my cookies. So, okay, let's do that again. You're at settings. Go to advanced. Privacy, security. Site settings. Cookies and site data. See all cookies and site data. All right. So here's everything. A lot. Is that it? Okay, so that's kind of a lot. Okay, we got a bunch in here. Maybe it's a lot. But while you can easily see all of your cookies, it's not at all easy to see exactly what they're used for. The general precaution, if you have security concerns about a website using cookies, remove the cookies. For example, you don't want or need a website to remember your data, you can turn off cookies. Yeah, sometimes you don't want them to keep your data. Maybe if you think they're kind of sketchy too. Sometimes it's good to clear cookies. One of the things, like, if a website's not working for you, they'll give you suggestions like clear all the cookies because maybe some information got messed up. So when you visit the site again, web server will know nothing about you or your browser, just like your first time. However, another cookie will be created unless you block them as part of your browser security. Okay, Chrome sets up cookies even before you visit a site. Find at least one entry where you do not want this to occur. Click the trash can icon. Even before you visit a site. Okay, which site would I not want to give them? What's bid switch? I don't know. That sounds like some auction sketchy site. CrowdStrike, DoubleClick. That's used an ad things. LinkedIn. Maybe I want LinkedIn. If you're that's got your resume. Professionals use this. Maybe students. You might want to. I would set up a LinkedIn profile. Honestly, your juniors, seniors, do it. Math tag, maybe that's a math website. Hey, maybe you like going to MLB, watch the games. You want them to keep your settings. That's good. PLTW, of course. I want them to know everything. But, CC cleaner, that's something that cleans your computer. So what would I not like? I don't know what Yandex is. .ru? Oh, that's a Russian website. I don't trust Russians. Sorry. I'm going to delete that one. I mean, that's one of those things like, if you didn't go to a Russian website and you get something like that pops up, I don't know. Chrome, so hey, you can click the trash can to delete it. Now, we can also check, so that's cookies for you. I mean, another easy thing to do would be just to remove all cookies. You're like, you don't know what's bad and you got some weird stuff happening, remove all. Boom. There's other ways to remove. I don't know if I was supposed to do that. Oh, well, I did. Your browser keeps a record of all the sites you visited and keeps a local copy. Cached version on the page. So yeah, it keeps the history of everything you go to. Yep. Everything. The record is another convenience for you because sometimes you're like, hey, I went to some website and I saw something, but I don't remember. I didn't save it. Didn't bookmark it. Go back in your history and check out which website you visited. Sometimes that happens. And then go back and say, oh, what's my browsing history yesterday? Where did I go? And you look through everything and go, oh, that's where I went. So your browser will quickly remember its address along with the page content and cookie data. Your history is also a place where addresses of malicious sites are stored. Data can be used by malicious users after gaining access. They see all the sites you visit and perhaps even log into some of them. Okay, so history can be bad too. But maybe you want to clear the history. If you're no longer in Chrome settings, we're going to go back. How do we clear history? Oh, really? Okay, so you go to / settings. And the way you do this is you go search settings, privacy and security, clear browsing data. So search, what? Oh, we search for history. We say, oh, search for history. And then we can go clear browsing data. So I guess you can. Okay, so what's cool about this? You want to clear your history? You can clear stuff from the last hour. You can clear last 7 days, 24 hours, all time. Sometimes you want to do this. Hey, look, you can actually clear cookies from here. This would be way better and way easier than the first time we did that, huh? If you just want to clear all cookies, just do this and do all time. Boom, all done. Sometimes you want to clear cached images files. So websites that load up images sometimes will save it on your computer. So if you come back, you don't have to re-download them again so the page can load faster. Sometimes this can get really big and a lot of space over time. So maybe you clear that. But there you go. I mean, hopefully that's pretty self-explanatory how that works. In privacy and security, you should see another window that gives you an option to clear specific browser data. So, what does the browser say will happen if you clear browsing history? So let's do last 24 hours, clear data. So one thing it'll do, the auto completions in the taskbar. So that's one thing that history, how you start typing things and the website, you type it in Google. You type Google, the first time I go to it, go to google.com. You have to type it all in. Now that's in my history, I go Google. Oh, it already starts building for me. That's kind of nice. So you'll lose that kind of stuff if you clear your browsing history. So, I mean, for me, on the work computer, I like being able to type and it starts typing mypltw.org. So you can lose that kind of stuff. But sometimes it's good just to clear everything once in a while, especially some of that cookie data and maybe the cached images. So check that out. Chrome offers another useful feature to your browsing history. Term Incognito means to be in disguise or have identity in secret. So Okay, other things here. So, okay, I'm going to explain it my way. So here's the basic stuff. You know that first thing we did with cookies? Who would ever go, oh, I'm going to go to privacy, security, and clear browsing data, and then, wait, no, privacy and security, and then go to site settings and go to cookies. No one, I mean, you can see all your cookies, but I don't think unless you have to delete a specific one. But now they said, like, they're trying to teach you how to do this get to settings here. Look, guys, I'm going to show you the easier way. Triple dot, history, site settings. Wait. And then just go to history. And then you can go to clear browsing data. That's probably easier to me to get to, because it's next to your history stuff. You can see your history there. Actually, what's really cool on your history, if there's certain items on here, you're like you went to some website, you're like, I'm at school and it says I went to coolmathgames.com, but I wasn't supposed to be playing games during class. Or, whatever game you guys play, you do that Slither.io. You don't want that to be on your browsing history because your teacher's about to come by. You got to go, got to come to my history. I'm going to check that and delete. Oh, okay. And then you can just delete individual ones. Or you can just do clear browsing data. You can clear everything. Like PLTW is trying to teach you. Now, PLTW is trying to teach you about incognito mode. What's that? So, you can have a mode, like if you want to browse things and you don't want it to be saved in your history, you can hit the triple dot and go to new incognito window. Notice how this turns darker and you've gone incognito. And it tells you now you're browsing privately. So nice thing about this is cookies won't track you, won't save your browsing history. Anything you enter in forms, sometimes it does autofill stuff. None of that will be saved. The downside is, like, if I go to a website, let's say I go to yahoo.com. Oh, nothing works. They block so many. Yahoo.com. If it actually lets me go to Yahoo. But, okay, so the downside is, let's say you close this window. Can't open it again. Usually you can do Control-Shift-T, and no. I guess that opens up my real computer stuff. So it doesn't save any of that browsing history. It's harder to go back if you close the window or whatever. But that's an option right there. Again, incognito. I think on the school computers they don't let you do incognito. But on the Google Chromebooks. But I think if you have Firefox installed on the school ones, you can do they call it private instead. I think that works. I would say, though, if you're using incognito, and let's say you're at school, and you're using that, you're like, I'm going to play video games during class. I'm going to open up Netflix, but I'm not going to let the teacher know. They still track all your internet data at school. So there's a record somewhere. It's just not saved locally on your computer. But they can still know. When using a Chrome incognito browser, record what information is hidden and what's not. So, not saved or visible. I didn't do that part, but this stuff is not saved. These three things, put those in there. And what is saved or visible? What information is not hidden? That. Yeah, what information is not hidden? I would say, that's a weird question. Not saved or visible or not visible. I mean, you can't. Okay, this is obviously not saved. What is saved still in Chrome? I mean, what you could say is the network, your school still knows what you did. That is definitely saved. Downloads and bookmarks will still be saved. Okay, there you go. I didn't read that part. So yeah, if you download something off the Incognito, like you're downloading an update or whatever, or downloading a new program to install, if you try to like be bad and download a pirated movie, that would still be saved. Downloaded a virus, sure, that's still saved. Now the security features of your browser. So yeah, I mean, this is, I would say with this stuff, if you had a computer, your parents' computer, some home computer's not working, the browsing's kind of being a little sketch, being a little sus, I would just definitely clear cookies, image cache. You might even clear some of the browsing history. I don't know, but if you don't do that to your parents' computers right away, because then it doesn't autofill things and they get angry. I would clear cookies. You can even clear the image cache area. So nothing's weird is being saved there. All right, move on to the next part. Let's move on to site certificates. As mentioned earlier, HTTPS. I wish there was an easier way to say that. Provides security by encrypting data, right? We have that S in there. That means our data is encrypted if we send information to and from that website. It's really good if we're entering passwords or information that's supposed to be private. A second indicator that a site is secure is the presence of the lock icon. You can see that in my screen right up here. Oh, wait, you can't. You can see that in my screen right up here. The lock icon. This is another indication the site is using encryption. A final indicator is a site certificate. What is a certificate? What? It's called a security certificate, small data file that validated by a certificate authority. Basically, there's these organizations out there that are the authorities to say, hey, if that's a secure website or not. They basically give the stamp of approval. It's like you buy meat and you got the USDA approval on the meat. Tell you what grade it is. This is some certificating or some authority organizations on the internet that say, hey, this is okay. And it allows them to have a secure website. Certificate authorities allow an organization to own and operate a secure website. A CAIA is a trusted organization that administers and grants site certificates. So yeah, some that you may have heard of are Verizon and Symantec. Okay. So, legitimate companies out there that do this. Isn't that kind of weird? You think like the internet's open, but then you have these organizations that are kind of in control of certain things. Same thing with like who controls like domain names. There's like an organization, or is it organizations now that kind of control that? But that we trust, I guess. Without an HTTPS at the address, a lock icon, and a valid certificate, a website's not guaranteed. So you got to have the S. You got to have the lock. That means you have a certificate. Like I click that right now there. It says certificate valid, cookies. Oh, that's kind of nice. Oh, I'm breaking the lesson. Okay, so let's check if a certificate is valid. How do you check a certificate? And that's what we're going on here. Open a browser. Go to google.com. Google. Click the lock icon in the address bar and notice the security items. Oh, hey, I just did that on my own browser. Certificate valid, cookies 5 in use, and here's site settings. View the site certificate. Select valid under the certificate menu and remember the valid date range of the certificate shown. Okay, so let's click this. So we click the lock. I want to see the certificate. And this is the actual certificate here. So one key thing is to understand the valid date range of this certificate, because they don't last forever. Issued to google.com, that's the address I'm going to. Issued by this GTS CA 101 and valid from 9/3/2020 to 11/26/2020. The current date is 9/30. So we're in that range, right? To demonstrate an invalid site certificate, you'll change the system time so that it has an incorrect date. Got you. A neat thing to me. What is GTS CAL 101? I wonder if it'll come to that later. I'm gonna try it. So you might even like, what is this one legit or not? What is global sign? Okay. Oh, this is a certificate. It seems like it's probably, so if we have that name, we're probably legit. Okay. I'll see if the lesson explains it more. Okay, so to determine a valid, we're going to change the time, see what happens. On the desktop, open the folder under Time Utilities and double click. Okay. We're going to double click here. And then double click Stop Time Update. I double clicked it. It popped up something real quick. Nothing may appear to happen. The bottom right of the taskbar, you'll see the system date and time. Right click the date and time, select Change Date and Time. So right click and left click and change date and time. And select a date 1 month after the valid date range. So I'll do. Did it go towards? I already forgot. 11/26. Put it on Christmas. Okay, now we're Christmas Day right there. Oh, you can't see it. Oh, I was covering it. So there, I clicked that, and if you didn't see it before, I left clicked it and did change date and time. All right, so I changed it. I'm on Christmas Day now. I'll now open. So then reload or retype google.com. So reload it. What's going to happen? Okay, I hit this. Says my certificate's valid. Oh, now you click on it. It says certificate is expired or is not yet valid. Because my date's different. Okay. It's kind of weird, though. Now, it was supposed to do this not secure thing. Why didn't it do that? Maybe it's a Google Chrome update. That prevents, it doesn't look like that now. Oh, there we go. So now I went to it again. It says, oh, warning, a private connection, it cannot be established because computer's date and time are incorrect. Oh, well, now it's super smart and says, hey, your time is incorrect. Huh. So it doesn't really behave like it's supposed to now. Click the not secure icon in the address bar and view the certificate again. I kind of showed it to you that it was out of date. But really what happened is the browser's smart nowadays. I can click this. Yeah, I can see all this. And it's not there. And then we can start time update again. I just re-enabled. Why didn't it update? Just re-enabled. Google. Okay. Oh. It crashed on me. I'm going to pause. Okay, so I just updated again manually. I just kind of went back to the same menu up here. Change date and time settings. That script wasn't, that link wasn't changing the date correctly, so I just changed it back. And now when I open up Chrome, and I go to the Google, it's not going to cry anymore. Done. Downloads. When you download When you download files from a website, you should monitor what gets downloaded and ensure it does not contain malware. Launch a Chrome browser and go here. Okay, so sometimes you don't know how to copy and paste. I'm going to hit Control-C to copy, but you're like, I want to try pasting, and it's not going to work, right? Then you try pasting, and it ain't going to work. So what you have to do is actually hit Control-Shift-Tab. Nope. Control-Shift-Alt. Control-Shift-Alt. And it opens up this clipboard. You can paste that thing into this clipboard. And then I have to like grab it again, and then I think it pastes. No. Then I have to go like text input? No. Yeah, okay. Yeah, they got to go text. So let's do that again. You put it in here. I think you have to switch it to text, and then you can like copy it from there, and then you can paste it. So you have to kind of use that side thing if you want to copy and paste. Select one of the resources to download, and a preview of the resource opens. Sample code of conduct. Preview opens right here. I think you've done this before. To download the resource, hit the download icon. Okay, cool. And now I've downloaded something. Yay. You will see a file name. From the customized control, Google Chrome. Select download, select show in folder. This one, downloads, and then you see everything that's been downloaded here. I'm going to hit show in folder. All right. Now, what does it show in folder? It shows everything. Gosh, the text looks so garbled on my screen. Oh, well. So you can open up everything in the folder. Actually, that's not even the way I would open things on the folder. You know how you download things? It appears here. You can click this arrow, go show in folder. The easier way. Come on. Your download files are stored in a default location, which is configurable, meaning you can change it. Return to Chrome settings, search for download, and then we can change it. So it downloads to this downloads folder default, but maybe you want to change it. So I'm going to go to settings, go to downloads, and you can see where it says location. You can change this to anywhere on your desktop, anywhere on your computer you want. But why would you? I don't know. I guess you could. I can make it to my desktop if I want. I guess if you want to. And just make it your desktop. Sure. Cool. And then so when I download again, you should see it pop up down here. Maybe that's easier for you. Maybe. But, don't get in the habit you get too many things on here that you don't delete. It looks like a mess. Type of file did I download? I downloaded a docx file. The reason I know that is because look in the showing in folder. Oh, you might be like, how do I do that again? You can file name extensions. Docx is at the end. Cool. Close and disconnect. We're done. Okay, so we did a few things, folks. We learned how to do downloads and manage those. We learned what cookies are, browsing. Maybe you knew some of these, maybe you didn't. We learned cookies, how to see history, how to clear history on those kind of things. Clear cookies. Sometimes malicious things can be hidden in those. That's if things aren't working right, I would clear your cookies, clear the image cache. We learned how to download files and kind of find out where they're at. And we learned about certificates and how to validate this and like what this lock thing means up here. So this is the way that, like, when this says a website's sketchy, you should really consider where you're going. Now, sometimes legit websites, their certificates get out of date. I think that was a problem with the school's website before. I remember, like, it just didn't get updated right away. And maybe it's okay, but maybe it's been, like, compromised or hacked or something. You don't know. All right, that's it. Thank you.